Okay, soybeans. Okay, this is the story of the soybeans that China is no longer importing. So the US farmers are quote unquote suffering. So what is going to happen is that the government will bail them out, will send them money. Basically, the government will buy the soybeans, or maybe they'll sell them at a loss, and the government will cover the loss, and the Americans will enjoy cheaper soy products. This is going to happen because actually the situation is in the hands of the supplier, is not in the hands of the consumer. It's always the supplier which controls the situation, not the consumer, in this case, China, right? However, this is what happened. In 2019, Bolsonaro and Trump in Brazil, Bolsonaro of Brazil and Trump had this great relationship. And what happened is that Bolsonaro saw that Trump was stupid, because he's stupid. I mean, he's mentally deficient. So Xi Jinping of China came to Bolsonaro and said, let's set fire uh, uh, on the Amazon forests to make up for land to plant soybeans. And the next step would be that China would no longer be dependent for food, for soybeans, on the United States of America. China would buy from Brazil. And Bolsonaro accepted. And the Brazilian oligarchs that handle this kind of business. Uh, so they set fire to the Amazon forests. They liberated the land from the forests. And Bolsonaro made deals with Xi that he'd supply a large quantity of soybeans to China, securing food for China, and thus weaning off food dependency from the United States of America, which was a great way of America controlling China's food supply chains. What happened was that the assistants of Mike Pence, at the time the vice president, who wanted to stop that, they went to my sources and said, what's happening? What do you suggest? And my sources made a couple of calls here and there. They found out this. And they said it should not be allowed because then China would not be dependent any longer from the United States of America for food, right? And that's what Mike Pence understood, and he went to Trump, and Trump didn't care, simply did not care. Now, at the time, they thought that Trump was just mentally deficient, which he is. I mean, he is mentally deficient, so he could not understand the situation. Uh, and my sources told them that in about 5 to 7 years, purchases will go down to zero, which it is exactly what happened. So we have now China securing the food supplies, the soybeans supplies from Argentina and Brazil. They no longer need the USA for us for the quantity they think they need. Uh, what we are seeing now is that Trump and Bannon, that's not Trump. Trump is just stupid. Bannon is destroying Western supply chains on purpose, and the reason is to create the American nation, which would be U.S., Canada, and Britain. That's why they wanted Greenland for their rare earths. So it's some kind of English-speaking Soviets, self-contained economy per Bannon, self-reliant economy. They would create some kind of Soviet self-reliant Soviet economy. So Trump is doing what Bannon is saying, basically destroying the Western supply chains on purpose. So now I'm linking the dots, and I'm saying that actually in 2019, actually did that on purpose. Trump did that on purpose. to help China liberate its dependence from the United States of America. Because that's what he's doing now. He is cooperating with Xi Jinping and Putin against the deep state. And that's what Trump is doing now. It did in 2019, now that I'm linking the dots. He cooperated with Xi Jinping against the deep state. Right? So this is the story of the soybeans. This is the true story of the soybeans. And again, as you can see, since supply chains are breaking down on purpose now by Trump, the Western supply chains, and he is cooperating with Putin and Xi Jinping just like Obama did, just like Angela Merkel did. We again, the same thing resonates by Christonomics that everything is bad, everything will get worse, no light at the end of the tunnel, have no hope, and the worst is yet to come. You have a fantastic, fantastic day.